Now coming to the global ZTP. What is this global ZTP? What is going to happen in the global ZTP? Okay, so here assume that this is a Versa cloud. Okay, so this is a Versa cloud. Okay, so here, so we have a Versa staging server. Okay, and then as well as it has got the public CA, so Versa's public CA. This is your production environment. It has the production Versa controller, so it has the production Versa director, and then analytics. This is your production environment. Versa Analytics. So it has got the MPLS circuit and it has got the internet circuit. Okay, so what we are trying to do is, so we are trying to onboard one of the branch. Onboard one of the branch. Right. If you are opting for a global ZTP, what are some prerequisites? The first prerequisite is at the branch. Okay, you need to get the DHCP IP address. Okay, so this DHCP IP address should reveal the DNS information as well as the gateway information. Okay, so the next step, so we have to start involving the Versa team here. Okay, we have to feed all the information towards the Versa team. We are going to mention that. Okay, so what is our production controller details? What is the VPN parameters for this production controller? So we are going to provide the details related to this production controller information to the Versa team, so that they will try to feed that information in the staging step. Okay. Right. So this is what is going to happen. So the staging server will feed our production controller information. So this information we are going to manually share it with the Versa team. Now what is going to happen? So I am plugging one of the branch so on the internet WAN circuit. So we don't need to do anything so related to the branch. What it does is, okay, so assume this is also connected towards internet. So here the branch, so admin will try to just plug in the internet cable on this branch. On the branch, so we have a phone home configuration, which is nothing but the default configuration. Okay, what does this phone home configuration does? The moment it receives the DHCP IP address, the DNS information and the gateway information, the branch will start talking to the Versa cloud. Will start talking to the Versa cloud. Now, what is the information the branch is going to get from the Versa cloud? It is going to get the production controller details. It is going to get the production controller details. So here, the moment it plugs the WAN cable, so the DHCP is released, so the DNS IP address is available. Based on this phone home configuration, the branch will try to talk to the Versa staging server. Now, how secure is this communication? Branch talking to the Versa staging server and revealing the information about the production controller, maybe security concern. So due to that, what is going to happen? So there is a IPsec VPN tunnel that gets created. Now this IPsec tunnel is based upon the PKI mechanism. So this IPsec VPN tunnel is based upon the PKI mechanism. Now PKI is nothing but with the help of digital certificates. So we are going to establish the tunnel. Now for that reason, what is going to happen? The branch will first talk to the public CA of the Versa. Okay, so what is the public CA? How it does know about that? Okay, there comes the third requirement. We are going to rely on the hardware serial number of the branch. Okay, what will happen? The branch will try to query to the serial number of versapublicca.com. Okay, so that it is going to get the digital certificate which is going to be applicable for this serial number. This will be taken care by Versa team. There would be a digital certificate that is created to the branch. Okay, so on the public CA. So before it tries to establish the IPsec VPN tunnel, the branch will try to get the digital certificate from the public CA. After getting the digital certificate, the branch will establish the IPsec tunnel towards the staging controller. Okay. So after establishing the IPsec tunnel, what the staging server is going to reveal? Staging server will reveal the production controller details. After receiving the production controller detail, it is going to reboot and come up with this configuration. Okay. So instead of phone home configuration, in the phone home, so it does have the Versa staging server host name and then it's a Versa public CA host name. Okay, the moment you plug in the cable after establishing the tunnel, now the phone home configuration is removed and it comes up with the production controller information. Okay, after reboot, what it does, as it is received the production controller information, it starts the staging again with help of this post staging controller details. Okay, so it has the WAN IP address. So it has the controller IP address. It has the VPN profiles related to this controller. So based on that, so it is going to perform the staging process towards this Versa controller. And the remaining part is same. So it establishes the tunnel. So then it shares the serial number towards the director. Director is going to push the configuration towards this branch. So this is nothing but the global ZTP. So we started involving the Versa team. So to get the information related to the production control. Any questions?
No.
Right. So these are all the mechanisms. Now coming to the URL ZTP, so like what I was discussing. So under the branches, so which are opting for the URL ZTP, you are going to get one more tab here. Under this tab, you are try to mention how the token has to be created. So we'll try to mention the authentication information. So what is the pre-shared key? We are going to use it. So what is the IK identity parameter? We are going to use it. What is the WAN IP addresses? What is its gateway IP addresses? So we are going to use it. All this information, so we are going to feed it when you are trying to create the device. So based on this information, so what is going to happen? The token gets created. So let me show you the token. Under the hardware, so if I select one of the branch, so here, so by clicking on this icon, so you're going to see the token information. Okay, so the token, so is similar like this. So it has the URL information of the branch, so the default IP address on the LAN interfaces, and the token information. Okay, now how do you activate it? Okay, so just a URL activation, how it is going to activate. Okay, so this is the end user should connect his end system to the Ethernet 2 or Ethernet 4. Okay, so it has got the LAN IP addresses. So it is going to be connect the end system on any of these two ports. Okay, right. So once you are connecting it, so at the end system, we are trying to verify did we receive the IP address or not. So if you have received that IP address, just verify the reachability towards the LAN interface. Okay. Right. This is one of the activation. So once you click on that email link, what is going to happen? The UI gets open to this branch. Once the UI gets open to the branch, so the activation gets started. Okay. So after taking a UI access, so you could see that it is trying to display that. So which is the WAN interface? You have to definitely plug the WAN interface on this. Okay, so what is the LAN interface? Either you can go with Ethernet 2 or you can go for Ethernet 4 interface. Okay. So once the activation starts, so you can see that either you wanted to go with a manual configuration, or so the moment you clicked on that link, all this information is auto populated. So what is the serial number? Okay, so what is the IP addresses? So what is the controller IP address? What is the branch IP address? Okay, so what is the VPN parameters here, controller ID and then branch ID, what is the key that is going to be used? All this information so will be extracted from the URL.
Hari, how we can create this link from the director?
We are not going to create this link. We'll just mention while we are creating the branch, we'll just mention the URL ZTP parameters. Okay, what is the IK identity on what is the WAN IP address? What is the WAN gateway? With help of this information, automatically the device is going to create the link. That's what I told you, right? Automatically it creates the link. Okay, you just need to use this link in order to activate the branch. Now, how many ways you can do it? So if the director is configured with SMTP, the director can trigger an email to the admin. Okay, so this is one step. Or we'll go to this. So we'll go to this branch. So we'll click on this icon. So you can copy the complete token. So you can copy the complete token. So click on this copy. And so being an administrator, you can share this link via any email or via any IMs. So we can just share it with that and ask the admin to connect the branch on the particular port and particular port WAN interface. Ask him to click on that link. So this is the step. Next step that is going to happen. Okay, so the activation will be started. And so if everything is properly configured, so you could see that activation completed successfully and the device gets rebooted.
This this is available in the PDF, no? This document.
So this is the same thing that's available in the PDF.
Hari,
Mhm.
for second option is that TP process. So whatever the box is installed, internet already running on that. You have to ensure first, right?
You're talking about global ZTP or URL ZTP, Rizwan?
URL ZTP.
Okay, URL ZTP. Yeah. So what was your question?
My question is कि before clicking on the link, we have to ensure that the internet is already running on the box.
Yes, of course, right? See, it's not only on the internet link. See, if you want to onboard it on MPLS, we'll connect the link on that MPLS link. So if it is on internet, we'll connect the link on this internet link. So this we are going to configure as a part of token, right? So if you look at this token information, so here we are going to mention, okay, what is the WAN IP address you are going to use? Okay, so here under the URL ZTP, you have that IP. So what is the IP address you are going to use it on WAN interface? What is the gateway? There is no interface. Okay, there is only one interface on the branches which is connected as a WAN for the ZTP. So whatever you configure here, the same IP address will be applicable on this WAN interface. Now, if you are onboarding with MPLS, we'll mention the MPLS IP address. If you are onboarding with internet, we'll mention the internet IP addresses. Yeah, that's mandatory, right? Otherwise, it does not reach towards the controller, which is one. Okay. So if you're onboarding with MPLS, so MPLS connectivity should be there. If you're onboarding with internet connectivity should be there.
There's a two steps actually. For the first step, when the script is running, we are going to configure the interface as well as the establish the tunnel through script, right? In the second step, also we are doing the two steps or single step. Only the tunnel will be established after clicking the link on email link.
Once the scripts get executed, either in the form of token or in the form of CLI based scripting, the mechanism is same. The branch will establish a tunnel towards the controller. Controller will inform it to the director. Director, based upon the serial number, it is going to push the configuration towards the branch. The only thing is how you are activating it. Are we entering all the parameters manually, or we are clicking on that link? That makes the difference. But this operation is same. Is it clear? Here as well, what will happen? If the end user clicks on that link, what will happen? The branch will get a WAN IP address, branch will get a gateway IP address, branch will get the controller IP address and the VPN parameters, IPsec VPN parameters. Okay, based on that, the tunnel gets created and it informs to the director about the serial number.
Yeah, okay, understand.
Right, so this is about the onboarding with help of the URL ZTP. So when it comes to the activation script, so what we are trying to do, we'll go and verify the manual parameters. What is the local IP identity, remote IP identity. So then we'll go and we'll execute this script. So by taking a CLI access, so going to this directory. Okay, so then what is a -L, what is -R, what is the serial number you are interested, what is a control C, the controller IP address, and what is the WAN circuit you are trying to use it. -W is WAN, 0 means VNI 0/0, 1 means VNI 0/1. -S static IP address, what is the static IP address, and then -G gateway IP address, what is the gateway IP address for it. All this information so will be fed with the help of this script. Right, so once the script is successfully executed, what is going to happen? The device gets rebooted. Okay. So if there is no problems on the script, so what will happen? So the device will get started rebooting. Okay, like what we have seen in our previous example. Right, so once so the devices are onboarded, so you wanted to make the changes. Okay, once the devices are onboarded, you wanted to make the changes. So here certain things, so we need to notice under the appliances. So we need to always verify what is the config sync status between the branches and then director. Now whether the config is in sync or out of sync. So this is very important. Whatever we configured from the branch, so from the director, is it pushed to the branch or not? Okay. So if there is a config sync error, what we can do is, so you can solve this issue with help of two options. Whatever the config we have it on the director, you wanted to sync to the appliances, you can click on that sync config to appliance. Whatever the config we have it on the branch, you wanted to pull the configuration towards the branch, I can click on this. So sync configuration from appliances. You have the solution for these two options, either push operation or pull the operation. Okay. Right. So now, so this branch, I'm taking access to this branch. Okay, so before that, how many ways we can do the ongoing changes? Okay, so with help of workflow templates, so we got the device templates. So with help of device template, we created the device groups. So with help of device groups, we have created the devices. Now the devices are onboarded, the devices are connected to the director. Okay, the devices are connected to the director. Okay, so this there is a config sync between the director and then devices. Now, how many ways? So we are going to modify the configuration for the devices. So one very straightforward is, let's take access to the devices from the director and make the changes. Okay, so this is one method. Directly take access to the devices and make the changes. So this is one method, so which is ruled out, totally ruled out. So the reason, so you can make the changes at the template and you can push the changes to the devices. Okay, so you can make the changes to the template and push the changes to the devices. Or you can make the changes at the workflows and you can make the changes applicable to these branches. Okay. So if I go and take access to a particular device, what is going to happen? Only this device config will get affected. If I try to do it at the template level, what is going to happen? So the devices which are associated with the with these templates will get configuration changes. So it depends. So whether you wanted to change it for a particular device or you wanted to change it for the group of devices. So you can do it with the help of the device template or with the help of the workflows templates. Okay. Right. So now certain things. So we have to definitely do it from the workflow template. So whereas we are trying to change the topology from full mesh to hub and spoke implementations, or we are trying to add the controllers information, or we are trying to add the interfaces layouts. So you wanted to do these kind of things. So you can do it from the workflow template. Or you wanted to have a granular changes, like I wanted to change the BGP policy, or I wanted to change the, so one of the OSPF area ID. Okay, I wanted to go with the granular changes, then I can think about the device. Okay. So you have option to change at the particular device, change the device template, change at the workflows. Now, so which is widely used? So changing at the device template or changing at the workflow templates based upon your requirement. So is widely used or recommended compared to the device level changes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to verify both the things here. Let's say I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to change something at this branch. Okay, I'm going to this branch 110, and one more thing, very important step. Okay, so for example, so today that there is a device. Okay, so today there is a device branch 01. The configuration is X. Okay, I made the configuration to X plus Y by going to the respective device. So this device is created with the device template called 1. Now, so with the help of this device template, you made the configuration changes to X plus Z and you have committed the changes to this branch. Now, what will be the changes at the branch? So will it be X plus Y plus Z or will it be X plus Z? Okay. Whatever the changes you made it at the device level will be with the help of the template.
X plus Z. Yeah.
It's always the X plus Z configuration.
It will overwrite.
It will always overwrite. So that's the reason. So Versa tells that. So use always the device level, template level changes.
Is it possible to fetch the configuration from device to template?
No. That's way that option is not possible.
No, there's an option in the actually in the administration. You can
No, this is, you're talking about the syncing the configuration, right?
yes.
That is the from director. We already spoke about that, right? Whenever you see the configuration errors,
No,
okay,
no. Yes.
what you what,
This go to the minus bar total appliances. Yeah, plus minus and again
hmm. No,
fourth option, fifth option. Sorry.
no, what was your question actually?
Actually, for example, I wanted to change. I have changed some configuration in the device, right? And that configuration is good configuration, for example, and wanted to upload the first sync the that configuration with the template.
You wanted to sync it to the template.
Yes. For example, if I thought the device configuration, whatever the device configuration is okay, but the there is a difference in the configuration between the template and device. So we don't want to another person commit the template and the my configuration device configuration is removed, so that we can sync the configuration both device and template.
Yeah, that's what these two does it, right? See, so this is nothing but sync config to the appliances. Whatever the config that is prepared for the branch, okay, so in case, so if it is not in sync between the director and the branches, we'll try to sync the config to the appliance. See, like your question, so there is some change at the device level. Someone has took access to the CLI of the branch. They made some changes to the branch. Okay, now I want to make sure that the config available on the branch should be the same on the director as well.
Yes.
This is nothing but the sync config from appliance, push operation, pull operation, both the options.
That's the MST.
These values will only rectify the config changes, so will not affect anything at the template level. This is only the configuration that is available on director and that is available on the branches. This we spoke about it, right? So if the configuration is in error state, how do you rectify it? You have two options. Okay, config the sync to the appliance or pull the configuration from the appliances. It is not going to do anything related to the templates, this one. It's only the configuration part.
Okay, no issue. For example, we have a current configuration in the device is X, right?
Yeah.
The director is Y.
Yes.
When we sync from the device to whatever the configuration in the director.
For example, so the configuration is XX. The config is in sync between these two. Okay. Now some admin has took a CLI access to this branch and he has made the changes to X plus Y.
Okay.
So if I go to the director, definitely the config is not synced between the director and the branch.
Okay.
How you try to solve this problem? Either you want to change the configuration again back to X, which is nothing but push sync config to appliances, or whatever the config that is available on the branch, let it bring to the director. So now the database for the branch one will be X plus Y. This is nothing but the pull operation.
Okay.
So this one is only for the config, not for the templates.
Okay. For example, after that, we have synced the configuration from the device. We got the configuration in director X plus Y. Okay. Another person changes in the some changes in the director configuration and commit the device. So what will be the new configuration? X plus Y plus Z?
No. It's not going to be okay. So you're talking about, see, for example, this X plus Y is the config. Now, if I try to go and change something at the template level, assume that X plus Z. Okay, at the template you have changed something. This changes will be activated. X plus Z will be activated.
You mean to say X plus Y configuration will be removed?
Removed. So whatever we try to push it from commit template, this operation will be applicable.
So what is the benefit of the fetch the configuration from the device to the template? There is an option in there that what is the benefit when we use this configuration command?
So this is what, see now, So for example, so this x plus y, okay, so this x plus y, assume that this CLI has updated one of the firewall rule, okay, stating that allow access to the social networking sites. Just assume that. What if you have pulled the configuration to the director and this rule is getting activated in the template as well? So if I try to commit the template, there are hundreds of branches with the same template. Doesn't all the branches gets affected?
No, forget about the multiple branches. Of course, the multiple branches connected, though we can't do that. But only template associated with only one device, we can do that.
That's what Rizwan, I mean, what is going to happen? This is the impact, right? So with just one configuration, so which is coming from branches, if I try to, there's no way it is going to sync it. I'm just taking an example. If it is updating to the template, what if I go and commit the template? On a single branch change, do I need to really impact all these branches?
Of course, it will impact it. No, I understood your point, but what I'm trying to say is template is associated only with a single device. This is a normal. Yes. One template, one device group, and then one device. Okay. In this situation, there is no harm.
Yeah, there is no harm. So now, so due to that architecture, so the sync will not happen to the template. Okay, whatever we do, it's only this way. What you do at the template, that will be implied at the devices. If I do something at the devices, it will not impact the template. That's not going to happen. Okay, so this way it is going to be constructed actually. The configuration is always from template to the devices, not from devices to the templates. That's not going to happen. Right, so how do you go with the changes something at the branches? So the first step, let's try to take access directly to the branch and make some changes. Okay. Just a minute. So sorry. Right, so I'm going to this, so the branch actually, so branch 110. So let's try to make some changes. So let's try to verify. So are we able to get this change or not? Okay, so I'm going to this, so the branch. I'm going to select the interfaces. Okay, so let's try to add a sub interface here. So VNI, so 0/2. So let's try to add some sub interface. So I'm trying to select the new unit. Okay. So I'm mentioning the VLAN ID and I'm trying to add some IP address. Okay, so 172.168.100.1/20. Okay, so I'm just clicking on that OK. So I'm just clicking on that OK. So what is going to happen? So as we took direct access to the branch, and so we have made some changes to the branches. So the changes will be immediately affected at the branch level. Okay. The changes are immediately affected. Okay. Just taking a time. The connection. Yeah. So you can see that. So the changes are immediately affected. So the new interface is added here. So if I go on verify it, so there's a new interface that is added here. Okay, so 172.100.1/24. Okay, so this interface is added. So the moment you go to a branch and you try to make the changes at the branch, so immediately the configuration is getting pushed to the branches. Okay, now imagine, so let this configuration be in place. Okay, so this is the configuration what we have done at the branches. I'm going to the template and I'm making some different change to the template. Okay. Let's say I'm just adding some configuration. Okay, so this is my device template. Okay, so this is my branch template. Okay, so at this VNI 0/2, what I wanted to do is, okay, I just wanted to add the template level changes description. Okay, so now, so the template level changes have been completed. Okay, right. So now how do you push the configuration to the branches? Okay, so these changes are not activated immediately. Whatever we try to do, the changes at the template level will not get affected immediately to the branch. Now, how do you try to push it with the help of this commit template? Right, so under this commit template, so I'm trying to select the branch template. Okay, here you could see that. So the template is out of sync. Okay, so here there are some changes which is modified at the device level. Okay, there are some changes which is modified at the device level. That's what it is showing, that device level modified. Okay, now I am trying to select the branch. If I want to select the respective branch, just select that respective branch. If not, you can select the device groups. If I select the device groups, whatever the branches that are onboarded with this device groups, so will be affected. Right. So I'm going and I'm clicking on that OK, so that the template level changes should be committed to the branches. Okay. Now let us see whether we have interface or not on the branch, and as well as whether did we receive this configuration on that interface. Yes, Prakash.
So earlier we have created that interface will be removed.
Yeah, that interface will be removed. So I'm going to this branch. Already the configuration template configuration is pushed. If I go and verify that show interface is brief, now there is no second interface. There is no 2.0 interface, so which is available at the branch, because the template level changes will always override the branch level changes. Okay. Right. So this is the example. So you can go ahead and you can modify something at the workflow templates. Same case in workflow templates, you can modify it, and so you can deploy the templates, and then so you can commit the template. So when you are trying to commit the template, the changes will get added. Is that clear? Okay, so what all the changes we have made it at the template will automatically.
Hari, can you go to that template, device template configuration? Can you device group? Can you go to the device group? Branch template, device group.
I'm selecting the device group here.
Okay.
So this is a branch device group which is available.
Okay. Can you click on that? Okay. So we have assigned the IP address. The IP address will be different for each and every branch, right? So
that's what here in the workflows we are defining the branch specific information, right? Here the branch information. For example, you wanted to create a new branch. Okay, that new branch will use the same template but the different IP address. In the bind data, so each and every branch will have the branch specific information.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so we have to mention the new branch host name, right, or ID.
So I wanted to create the same different branch with the same template. Okay, so everything remains the same.
Okay.
Remains the same. I am trying to mention the tenant information. I am trying to mention the device group information. So I'll try to mention the different serial number here. Okay.
So in a group the device specific information should be blank, no? Means
there will not be any device specific information in the group, Prakash. It's always in the devices. So here in the bind data, now what is the information that is available for branch 111? You are going to configure that information.
Okay.
Perfect. So this is about the exercise.